No, this isn't an earthquake zone. This is the once thriving village of Yujiaduang. Once home to more than 400 residents, it's now a virtual ghost town. Empty houses, local government buildings and desolate farmland replace what was once a burgeoning community. The reason is this. Yujiaduang sits smack bang in the middle of China's mining territory, fueling the country's insatiable thirst for energy. 76-year-old Xiaoyi is just one of 8 residents who still calls this place home. But that is what you can call his dilapidated house. Only the gate of his home remains intact. 3 of the rooms have a dangerous lean. A 30-centimetre crack runs across the yard. But it's not nostalgia which keeps Song here. He's got nowhere else to go.
Cracks in the walls mean the whole house is exposed and you can see right inside. This used to be a warm home, but now the rooms are empty. It has been caused by the coal mines on the ground.
And the damage is getting worse.
There are now so many cracks, the owners are being forced to leave. Of course, we've spent so much time and energy building our houses, but now they're no longer livable.
It's the demise of a lifelong dream for Yu Qingxiang to own his own home. In 2001, he spent his life savings building this house. Back then, it was considered one of the nicest in the village. Now, it's falling to pieces.
Before 2005, the situation wasn't as serious. Now the cracks extend along where the coal roadway ran. You see here on the ground, and the cracks can also be found on the roof.
Like the remaining handful of residents, 58-year-old Yu can't afford to move. Instead, he's been forced to install what he calls his early warning system to protect him from further potentially dangerous cracks.
If the crack gets wider, the paper will break.
It's not just the buildings which are falling into the ground. Cracks can be seen all over the village, including throughout the farmland.
It rains less than in the past. Even when it does rain, water runs away, straight down the cracks. So we can't even grow crops.
In the last few years, landslides, cave-ins and large dangerous pits have begun scarring the landscape. The pits are so large, villagers are at risk of falling into them. 63-year-old Zhang Chuanxiang, who stumbled into one while herding his goats.
My leg was hurt, and it was more than 1 month before it healed. I was lucky to survive.
Over 180 coal mines are scattered over an area of less than 1,000 square kilometres. Almost 20% of this area is now pockmarked with dangerous sinkholes.
There used to be over 10 coal mines here. All of them ran in our direction. Stand here and you can actually see them. What was happened to our village is the same as what happens to a sick person. It becomes ill. Crops struggle to grow. There is not much water in the vault. Every month we have to survive on just 2 vaults of water, and the water has to be recycled.
As the wells dry up, villagers are forced to buy water from neighbouring villages. Prices hit almost $7 per tonne.
The price of water is now more expensive than cooking oil.
Tensions between the village and mining companies have reached flashpoint.
Some mines have gone bankrupt. Others are still operating but are denying they are responsible for the damage to our village. So it's been difficult for us to find a solution.
Once a group of us held a protest against the owners of the mines. When representatives wielded a knife in order to threaten us, I believe I narrowly escaped with my life.
The road into Yujiaduang is now empty of traffic. The lack of stores or medical clinics have resulted in its remaining residents feeling as if they themselves have been swallowed up by the earth.
If I become unwell, even if I develop a small cold, it's a big problem for me. If I need to see a doctor, I have to walk a long way to the nearest town or city.
We can't farm our land and we can't live in our houses. It's hard to find any meaning in my life.
The sad case is Yu Jiaduang is not alone. Just in Shanxi, sinkholes cover around 2,000 square kilometres, placing 1.7 million people at risk of losing their homes and their livelihoods.